So the question is, why on earth do we need digital marketing? Surely the tennis, the polo, game, fun forum, events that you're running, meet the manager, roundtables, and road trips are suffice, right? Yes and no. One of the big challenges that we've learned is that the investor journey has become totally digital. And managers need to be in a position where they're not just doing the traditional ways of raising assets, but are looking to the future, short term, mid term, and long term, and understanding that the investor journey has become pretty much completely digital. Not only is it digital, it's also about creating content. And this content is expressing itself in thought leadership, your website, events that you run yourselves online and offline, social media, press releases, outbound and inbound marketing. And what I mean about outbound and inbound marketing is outbound marketing where you're doing all your brand awareness work, which is your thought leadership, your website, your events, your social, and your press. But the demand generation, which is inbound queries, is where people are literally just doing that, where they're leaving information on your website, emailing you, following up with you, connecting with you on your website or LinkedIn to learn more about you. This is so important now, especially since to get to a point of due diligence, this all feeds into that process now. It's not just about meeting people physically. They will go ahead and do their research on you. And it's pretty much the same behavior when you're going to buy an appliance, right? You go through that whole process. You will go to the store or buy it online, but you will do your own research. And that's quite a significant behavioral change that we're going through in our buying cycle. Now, ultimately, it begs the question, who is going to do this? And not only who's going to do this, who's going to have the time, the energy, and the resources to produce this content? And that in itself is a challenge because most managers aren't set up to do this. But there is an end game. And the end game is because there's so many digital touch points, it gives you the ability to track the impact your marketing is having on actually raising assets. So that way you can actually see which channels are working better, which themes are working back better, what funds and what campaigns are performing better, and which countries are performing better for your marketing. So effectively, it helps you target your energies, whether it's sales, marketing, investor relations, onto those areas. So not only is the end game in demonstrating the effectiveness that marketing has on raising AUM, but it also gives you the ability to see who are the people that are actually engaging with you and then using their behaviors to channel them within the organization. So here's a perfect example where we are taking data from your website, your emails, your investor portal, your social postings, and are categorizing it into low hanging fruit, cross selling opportunities, redemption risk, and what we call marketing alpha. What this does, it gives the sales team some very, very specific actions. So instead of calling people from A to Z or Z to A or somewhere in the middle, they can actually target people who are showing an interest in your funds. And not only that, it also, whilst demonstrating, the impact on raising AUM, it stops money walking out the door because it will also be able to show you who are the people who are investors with you that are not engaging with you. Now, the question then comes is how do we put this all together? The challenge is that in most organizations I've seen, it all lives in spreadsheets somewhere and the data is not accessible. What we really want to get to is the point where this data is accessible. And not only is it accessible, you've got the ability to do analysis around city, around type of engagement, around what funds are performing better than others from a marketing perspective, and also the global reach of your funds and who in those funds are engaging with you. This is the ultimate end game with digital marketing. The reason funds need digital marketing is actually not because it's something to do or we've been told it's something we need to create. Let's create a beautiful web page or keep posting on social and wondering why nothing's working. It's really to get to the end game where you know who are the people that are engaging with you, what is the impact you're having on your marketing for raising AUM, and finally, how can you direct your sales team to target people based on their behaviors? So, hopefully, that explains why funds need digital marketing. Thank you very much.